The thing that's wild to me is the same people that Puffy was getting protection from when he came to LA. It's the same people that try to take a death row chain from an MOB member at Lakewood Mall. And the crazy thing about that is they the same people that ended up getting into an incident with Tupac in Vegas. That's a hell of a coincidence, man.
Yeah. It's, a lot of stuff ain't adding up, but I think we know what's up, you know what I mean? You know, those who know. And it's one of them things that, you know, I believe if you get, you might get past, or you might get away with certain things in this life, but not the next life, you know what I mean? So people gotta be prepared for that. They might be like, okay, well, we got it, you know what I mean? Nothing happened to me this life, but you never know what's waiting for us in the next life, you know what I mean?
Did Tupac ever talk to you about Puffy when he was around you, besides the time he told you about Puffy running from him at the Social Awards?
I never heard him mention Puffy, you know what I mean? Never, ever. You know, I just never heard him. You gotta remember also, when Pac was back, Pac was ahead of all of them. Like Pac was the star back then, you know what I mean? And that's the truth. He was like the star, you know, when it comes to acting and it comes to, you know, what he was releasing as far as music. It wasn't like now when a person look at Puffy now and they look at him as the CEO and this, but back then it wasn't. It was really Pac holding, you know, people knew him.
Right. Hey, yo, is it true that All Eyes on Me got leaked before its release date?
All Eyes on Me got leaked? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I know Machiavelli. I remember Machiavelli was out all through the hoods. A lot of the songs from it before the release date.
Oh, for real? So Machiavelli got released before its release date? Tell me about that.
I don't even know how it got out, you know what I mean? But I remember going back home, and this one they used to have the mixtapes, and I was hearing a lot of stuff from Machiavelli on a certain mixtape, but I think Suge and them put it to, you know, they made a chess move by hurry up releasing the album, and which made people go back and buy that album, because of course all of the songs wasn't leaked, you know? And as All Eyes on Me, I'm not sure.
So that being said, man, speaking of that, because something just came to mind, Machiavelli, Suge Knight had full control over that after Tupac died. So Tupac and Nas squashed their beef in New York. What will make Suge Knight still put Against All Odds on Machiavelli, knowing that Tupac wanted that off the album?
I think Suge said in an interview himself, he was like, man, once Pac died, I just didn't want to go change anything. You know what I mean? I think he even mentioned, Suge himself, that Pac told him to remove Nas. But Suge was, and people also have to realize that Suge was hurting. Like, he really was hurt after the death of Pac, and I think not too long after, he was in prison. You know what I mean?
So with that being said, man, before we end the interview, very last question.
Very last question, let's go. Let me fix the head thing.
Let's bring it home.
Let's bring it home. You know, let's go.
All right. So, in your opinion, did Tupac ever truly find peace?
Wow, that question is deep, man. In my opinion, did Tupac truly ever found peace? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I don't think so. He never even really had a time to rest. He always been dealing with drama. You know, I don't really think he never took no vacations by himself to think. You know, he went straight from prison to the studio, to around gang members, around weed, around alcohol, guns, girls, and then death. You know what I mean? So I think that's unfortunate. And that's why it's very, you know, we end this with, you know, it's important for everybody, myself, you, everybody included, that we have to sometimes reflect, like how we live in our life. You know, is it something that we're ready to, you know, if we die right now, are we comfortable to face our Creator? You know what I mean? Or the way we live in our life, is it really worth it? Is it bringing us peace? You know what I mean? It's important, you know what I mean? I think everybody deserves it. Everybody want that. But unfortunately, Pac didn't get that. Died at 25 years old. Barely really, you know, he lived an impactful life, but 25 years old is young. You know, my son about to be 23 years old. My son Salik in a couple months, so I look back at these things, and Pac had a short life.
Yeah, man. Napoleon, man. Great interview, man.
Thanks, bro. Always a pleasure.
Yes, indeed, man. Definitely got to bring you back again, man. I mean, it's always a great interview when I bring you on here. The people love you, so, hey, got to make it happen, man.
Let's do it, man. Anytime, man. I love your platform. Keep doing it. And let's speak. Let's do another one in the future, God willing. All right?
Yes, indeed.